beautiful people. It's Anjali here, and it's Sunday evening here in Hawaii, May 27th. It's the middle of what we call Memorial Day weekend here in America, which is the official start of summer. And it's typically a long 3-day weekend for most people. And I'm here at Anini Beach. Anini Beach is in Kilauea, Hawaii, on the island of Kauai. And you can see in the distance there, up on the top of that cliff, is a lighthouse, and that is Kilauea Lighthouse. And just off of that lighthouse, out there in the ocean, is said to be a portal. So we are in the very potent place energetically, and it's a beautiful, calm evening here, as you can see. And so I'm going to take you on my evening walk here on Anini Beach. This is a beautiful beach that actually has camping facilities as well. You can see over here, there's a lot of folks come with their families and they bring their tents. And I'm just going to pan up to the sun, and you can see these incredible frequencies that have been streaming in just in the past couple days. And so I'm just wanting to catch up with you guys. It's been rather intense. We had a beautiful gateway in May. Right around the 21st for me was when I felt kind of being in the peak. It was starting around the 17th, I believe, if I recall. And the energies were just pristine and very calm. And then right around the 24th, as I mentioned in my May musings on the Gateway video, was the beginning, according to the Mayans, the Mayan calendar, of this golden age of Gaia. And I was totally whooped on the 24th. I started feeling it on the evening of the 23rd, and when I woke up on the 24th, I had a full-blown head cold, a bit of cough, and was pretty much rendered useless for about 2 days while to allow my body to integrate the new energies. And that is often what happens as light workers, especially those of us who had very strong linear lives in the matrix, where we were often in accomplish mode, get it done mode. We need to be taken offline energetically to receive these new codes and integrate them in our bodies so that we can hold them here on the planet. And so one way that our universe, our higher self, does help facilitate this is by creating some physical body disruption so that we really have to be quite still and restful in our day. So I was pretty much taken offline for 2 days last week and am feeling quite a bit better, but not 100%. Today again I had a similar situation where I had a good bit of energy this morning, and then after I had finished catching up with a lot of my friends in other time zones where we need to connect when it's morning here in Hawaii, I had connected with a lot of folks, and then after that I was again rendered somewhat useless and just listened to a couple of nice spiritual high vibe talks as I integrated these energies. So I'm just creating another video today to check in and say, hey, hope you're doing well. This was a doozy, and I don't think it's gonna slow down. I think it's like all hands on deck, This is 2017. We're just going to keep going higher and higher. So this is our new set point. You know, stay in that 0 point energy, because that allows us to just really be in flow. And I was thinking about the word surrender today, and I had a little interesting realization. Let me see if I can pull that file up while we're talking and share with you what I realized. But I think in the past, you know, surrender was something that was important for me. Again, as I said, I had a rather strong linear life in the matrix, where I accomplished a lot and was in that mode most of my time. And so learning to be instead of doing. I remember in the initial phase of my journey, when I was just starting to wake up and I'd go to parties and I wasn't working anymore, and I was traveling to India quite a bit, and I would go to gatherings, dinner parties, and everyone just wanted to talk. You know, the first question out of everyone's mouth, oh, and what do you do? You know, what do you do? People just want to identify themselves with their career, with their job. And so I had to come up with a creative answer, because I wasn't working, and I was doing quite a bit on the inner planes, waking up in consciousness. Here's some people having some fun. As I say, I was doing quite a bit on the inner planes, but in the external 3D matrix world, it looked like I wasn't doing much. And so I just started saying to people, I'm not doing, I'm being. And boy, was that disarming for people that were still heavily in the matrix. They would just look at me like, okay, she's weird, she's one of those weird spiritual people. But for me, it was the most honest answer I could give, because that was the truth. I was no longer doing, I was in being mode. And so back to surrender, it was important for me at that time to just say, okay, something would come up and I would just need to surrender. And what I realized today was surrender is really more of a 24/7 thing now. It used to be a response. It used to be a mechanism as a response to some trigger or something that helped me meet the trigger and allow flow to happen. Now it's really the way I live my life. On any given day, I wake up, I can't really have an agenda, because I don't know how the energy is going to be. And once you start doing, you know, grid work responsibilities and anchoring more light on a higher level of responsibility here as a light worker, you have to surrender your whole life to that mission. And it becomes very difficult to have a schedule, if you will, to say, okay, here's my week. On Monday, I'm going to do this. On Tuesday, I'm going to do that. And for me, I don't have childcare responsibilities and such, so I can be in full service. And there's, you know, hats off to my brothers and sisters who are raising families and really do need to mind schedule and that sort of thing. And that's very important, because they're raising the crystal children that are going to be playing a very important role, already are, and will continue to step into their mastery too on the planet. But for me, on any given day, I really can't I can make tentative plans, but the people in my life know we are always in flow. So if we had made plans to do something and the energies on that, the appointed day arrives and the energies are such that we are not able to do something, that we really need to be in meditation, or we need to be resting, or we need to be going out on Gaia and seeding crystals, then that takes precedence. And so it really is back to surrender. It is really laying down the life in honor of the mission and allowing our higher teams, which is ourselves in the higher dimensions, to let us know what do I need to do today? Where do I need to go today? What is the greatest need this hour? And it's really a minute by minute, hour by hour unfolding. So here I am now taking a beautiful evening walk on the beach, but a couple hours ago I was laying on my couch at home integrating energies. We had a lot of solar activity the past couple days, and as you guys know, we are receiving a lot of our DNA activation through the solar codes coming in. So beautiful Solaris, we love you. We'll just take a moment to honor this beautiful being, our sun, through which we can connect to the central sun, the great central sun, and all the way back to the galactic core. And as you can see, I'm coming to the end of this stretch of beach, and we'll be turning back to continue my evening walk. But I sure thank you for listening and joining me today, and wishing you all many blessings with your journey. Honor you for whatever role you're playing in this amazing, beautiful ascension of Gaia, which in turn is enabling and facilitating the ascension of our entire solar system and beyond. This is Anjali from Kauai. Mahalo nui loa. Bye, guys.